Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Gyan Bhakti. We focus exclusively on spirituality, Vedanta, and Sanatana Dharma. Please subscribe our channel for mystical meanings of the scriptures and daily satsang. Our humble prostrations to the all-pervading Brahman or God, our worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, all sages and scriptures, and to the divinity in each of you. We are currently exploring the scripture Mysticism of Mahabharata. Commentaries by Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So let us continue the Gandharvas and the Parvas battle and the discussion that was ensuing. The fight against one's inner enemies must be based upon intense self-effort. That is always the case. Without self-effort, we cannot succeed on this journey. We have to fight those enemies and destroy them gradually by ourselves, not by the intervening of some superhuman force. An external force can encourage us, inspire us, persuade us, but it is only we ourselves who can really overcome our inner problems. And thus this journey is one of divine grace and self-effort. The same glorification of self-effort was portrayed in the meeting between Bhima and Lord Hanuman in the forest. Recall how Hanuman offered to destroy the Kauravas for Bhima and his brothers, but Bhima declined the offer. Instead, he asked only for Hanumanji's blessings in giving them the strength to accomplish the task by themselves. As this suggests, the blessings of gods are not to be sought in order to escape from duty. The blessings are to be sought in order to have sufficient strength to perform one's duty by oneself. Spiritual movement is one's own movement, and no one else can accomplish it for us. We have to do it. We cannot ask someone else to reflect and meditate for us. We have to do these things for ourselves. No one other than ourselves can attain liberation for us. Everyone must fight his own Mahabharata war. The story of the humiliation of Duryodhana in the fight with the Gandharvas and the subsequent revival of his spirit by the demons of the netherworld gives us subtle insight into another spiritual fact of life, that the evil in human personality, anger, greed, hate, etc., can be apparently conquered and brought to a state of degradation. But it is hard to keep it suppressed because it has roots in the pervasive evil atmosphere in the universe. Thousands of minds give forth radiations of negativity and help us when we are negative. Whenever we decide to do something wrong, we have plenty of help. Thus, the path of spirituality is one of effort and restraint. Whenever we allow one's negative thoughts to arise in our mind, we are putting our mind in tune with so many people who have similar negative thoughts. In this way, a simple negative thought in one person, if allowed to go unchecked, can grow into a terrible force that can go out of control. Similarly, when we think about doing something positive and good, then we are not alone. Thousands of great minds begin to help us, and thus one small positive thought can grow into a mighty force for good in the world. Just as Indra and the Gandharvas rushed to the aid of the Pandavas when the Kauravas came to harm them in the forest, the positive forces that are hidden deep within our unconscious begin to help us when we are practicing sadhana. In the process of that fight, it may seem at times as if the positive within us has been sacrificed and many of these forces have been killed. Nevertheless, there is a nectar that revives them, and eventually nothing good is really lost. The good receives nourishment from the inner self, and therefore the good forces are always revived. if we are backed up by a predominance of positive forces, we will move surely and steadily towards mukti or liberation. However, if we are backed up by a predominance of negative forces, we are heading steadily to our doom. No matter how strong the negative forces are, they cannot stand forever before virtue and must eventually be conquered. As soon as light arrives, darkness vanishes, but we have to focus on creating that light. With this, we conclude today's episode, today's satsang, and I will see you tomorrow. And we will be covering Sage Durvasa Comes to Dinner. This is Swami Nikhilanand. Om Tat Sat.